Do you understand? This bamboo becomes a sword.
Κανένα κομπιουτεράκι.
Όχι, ακόμα.
Τίποτα δεν έχει εδώ.
The gypsy of my neighborhood brings over some trash on daily basis. I told him to inform me whenever he finds an old computer. One day he knocked at my door and told me that he found something, and then I saw this at the back of his truck, a Samsung SPC 3000, an IBM compatible, made in Korea in 1987. The computer looked in good shape, except for the backplane, where a Varta battery had completely melted down and not only caused major corrosion, but totally destroyed lines and circuitry. So I took out the battery, I cleaned everything with isopropylic alcohol. I tried to boot the machine didn't boot. The restoration of this backplane was out of my capabilities, as I am not very familiar with mechanical engineering and electronics. The damage is severe on the backplane, as you can see. So I left the machine aside, but I created an ad where I was asking for spare parts for this computer, which is very, very rare. If you search on Google for its motherboard, Google will return no results, and if you search on it for eBay, you will see one guy selling this computer in Canada, and he's selling it for almost $1,000 without knowing if it works or not, and without the monitor. So anyway, I knew I had something worth keeping, something worth fixing. So I created this ad looking for spare parts for the SPC 3000, and after 6 months a guy popped up from the other side of the country, and he said to me that he has a backplane, which was like a blissful experience to know. So I sent him I think 40 euros, and he sent me the backplane, another case in worse condition than mine, a CPU perfectly working exactly as mine, and a backplane that was working without the corrosion and the destroyed lines that my backplane had. Then I had to find a mechanical keyboard with a 5-DIN connection. I found one which was in bad shape, dirty and yellow. I cleaned it up. I left it under the sun with a recipe of my own that consists of hydrogen peroxide, a strong washing powder, and some baking soda. I left it under the sun for a couple of hours in my mixture of chemicals, and it cleaned out pretty well, as you can see. To connect a mouse, you will need an adapter from PS2 to serial, and then if your machine has 25 pins instead of the typical 9, you will need a second adapter. I had them both. Let's switch it on. This computer looks and feels amazing. The old versions of DOS didn't include edit.com. You could only edit AutoXSPAT with a program called Edlin that was included in the earlier MS-DOS versions. So I edit AutoXSPAT a little bit. Working with floppy disks of 5.25 inch, it is an amazing experience. My first computer had a 5.25 inch floppy drive. If you don't have another floppy drive somewhere and you don't know how to move over files, you could do it with a serial connection. You will need a cable called null modem, and if you want to do it over the parallel connection, you will need a cable called laplink. This is a 25 female serial cable for file transferring. For the file transfer, you could use the link program that is included in Norton Commander 3 and above. You just select one of the two computers as master and the other one as slave, and a connection will be established through which you can transfer files from one computer to another. Let's explore what this hard drive has inside. It turns out that the computer was in a bank. This is the banking software of a Greek bank that was operational till the 2000s, and this computer was the computer of a branch. Okay, let's see what this computer can do. I will run a couple of games just for my satisfaction. Oh, color. Okay. Τι είναι αυτό ρε μεγάλη. Παρατρόπ. Πώς πυροβολάει. Κάπως πρέπει να πυροβολήσει. Α, να το. Παναγία σου. Να φτάνω. Πλάκα μου κάνεις. Quit. Quit. Here is another game. Most games of the 80s for the IBM PC were designed for a CGA graphics card. You can recognize the CGA from the specific color combinations. Έλα μη σου γαμίσω. Πώς πάει δεξιά εσύ. Πώς πάει δεξιά αριστερά. FVM, FVM, FVM. Δεν πάει, να το. Να σου γαμίσω. Play. One of the earliest platformers. Δεν λέω, αγαμίσου. Αγαμίσου. I would like to document the following statement for those that will see this video after many years. The corona crisis helped many of us rediscover ourselves. Because of the confinement at home, many people endorsed themselves with new activities and new hobbies. New desires came to the surface because of the lockdown, and most people hooked up with new activities that they were not even aware of the fact that they enjoyed those activities or those hobbies. That all came to the surface because of the restriction. Everybody stayed at home under governmental command. What you see here is one of the earliest forms of basketball. And now let's play my favorite game of the 80s based on CGA graphics. I will show it to you in full quality, crispy clear, so you can get the full experience. So long, bitches.